This is video number 4 for physics editor. And just like last time, in the physics editor folder, we'll be looking at a file called original engine. I already have it open right here and colored. The engines I want to talk about is engine number 2, which is mostly used in NASCAR series, most of the chassis. Engine number 4, which is a restricted plate engine, and engine number 0, which is a special big block 450. That's not even a NASCAR engine to begin with. Now let me line them up next to each other, and we'll go one by one, and I'll tell you the important parts once again. Alright, so with the transmission, all these fields affect the computer opponents or AI. Have nothing to do with the way your car is going to feel. So for now we're just gonna skip those. The reason I brought up the restricted plate engine, because the other two physics do not even use restricted plate, and it's really just a copy of the other engine with less horsepower and less torque. It's been rubbed on everything. But the reason is, because of that, it makes less power and less torque. We see another variation in oil and water cooling systems right here. That's what I wanted to talk about. That's what I wanted to show you. The number of gears will affect you and AI. So that's the only part of transmission that kind of affects both of you. Right here on the restricted plate, we have decreased oil cooling and decreased water cooling. So with that engine in mind, we have 3 different variations of our cooling systems, 1, 2, and 3. These numbers are already in the game. You can flip-flop them back and forth, and you're not even creating your own new values as of this point. So these are the 3 cooling systems that are already in the game that I wanted to mention. As we go farther out, these are the unknown fields for now, and this is our main engine profile right here. The restricted plate engine we can forget about right now. This is it. I only wanted you to show this different cooling system that we got. Alright. RPM 1, 2, and 3. We're comparing the big block 450 with our regular 358 engine. I'm gonna give edge right here to the big block because it's bigger. It has bigger stroke and bigger cylinder rods. It has bigger valves. It makes a whooping 85 more horsepower than a cup engine. And if you look here, no other engine makes as much horsepower as the cup engine, besides this engine number 0. So it is really special. It makes it the most horsepower engine out of all the physics. On the torque side, the cup engine is a little bit higher, about 10-15 torque more. So it's not all that inferior to the special engine. And here we got our main settings. What else I want to talk about? We went through them last time. Now I want to show you where I get those in real life. The website I use is called Automobile Catalog. I hope I'm pronouncing it right. And we click right here by browse by make and model. 1963 Ford. That's what I'm going to be taking as an example. So we're gonna go Ford USA, and this thing has thousands upon thousands upon thousands different vehicles in different profiles. I already know where my Ford is, so I'm just gonna scroll down to it. Full size, 6th generation, 1960 through 1964. That's our guy right here. Then I know exactly which Galaxy. It's Galaxy Sports Hardtop. Why is it called Sports Hardtop? Because Ford brought it into NASCAR racing using this hardtop, and it was more aerodynamic, so they could get the edge in performance. So we could already see the aerodynamics concept of racing and developing as early as 1963, you know, with the introduction of that special sports hardtop. And that's the car that we'll be making. It has a bunch of different variations of the engines and transmissions, pretty much thousands upon thousands different profiles with all the different submodels and everything. So we're just gonna scroll down to our 427 big block, and yep, that's it. That's our main Galaxy 427 high performance V8 4-speed, and here is where I get my values, automotive catalog. In the next video, I'll show you where to find each value for each thing, and also there is a major breakthrough that just happened today. This torque values. I am so excited to tell you guys torque 1, torque 2, and torque 3. I was talking that these are too small to be real life feta torque values because they're nearly doubled in real life. Well, today I was sitting in the line waiting for my appointment, and I was thinking, let me do something useful. So I opened up my unit converter on my phone, typed in my 475 feta torque, 550 feta torque, and I started looking at whatever the possible variations of these numbers, you could convert to. And here it is. You know what these things are? These are kilograms per feet. We got foot pounds. These are foot kilos, guys. Nobody uses those type of things, but it is in my converter, so this unit exists. If you go on Google and try to convert foot pounds with torque, it's not gonna give you this suggestion to convert it to kilos per foot. However, it is possible. Let me show you right here. We're gonna have to type it in like this: kilogram per foot to pound per foot, and it gives us this table. It's in Russian, but that's the kilo foot, and this is a regular foot pounded torque. Now the number that we got in game, 231. It's 509. Basically 510 feet of torque equals 231 kilos of torque, and that's what I found using the converter. And I swear to you, I could put my finger on the table and say chop it off if I'm wrong. These are the numbers. I was gonna show you the mathematical formula that I came up with to convert real torque numbers into these numbers, but forget all that. All this is true. This is nothing more but another unit. You could just take your original value of foot pound of torque and convert it on Google, and here you got your numbers. It's amazing. Now there's absolutely no questions with the accuracy of how we could impregnate the game with real life numbers from another car. We could do all the calculations here. Let me explain it to you. If we look in the chassis, right here I already have it underlined. Most of this stuff is in metric, blah 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 blah. Now if we go into the original exe where we edit the exe, it's basically the same thing with all 4 files in one file, and they're in vertical order. So all of those numbers that you were looking at, they're the same thing, but they're all going in a vertical order. That's the difference between the original exe that we'll be working with to make the changes and the other 4 that we were looking at. This is the shit. So what they say, this is the file that we'll be editing. And in this file, look, pounds, oh, my bad, metric, kilos. This is gallons, so this is American. Metric, inches. So the original exe, it's half metric, it's got metric values, it's got standard values. Then the game takes all of those and converts them all into metric, like as we're seeing. So this kilogram per foot is really not a surprising phenomena, judging by how the game already has all types of metric and standard numbers blend in together. But look into that, kilogram per foot. This is what these numbers are. Find out, let's say, what your engine, how much torque it has. Go on Google and convert those things to kilogram per foot. And that's what these are. In the next video, I'll show you how to take our Galaxy that we just found on this website right here and transfer all of the important numbers right next to these numbers. We're gonna fill in basically our own profile, going blah 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 blah. We're gonna go through all of them and fill them in using our Galaxy numbers. For now, this is it. I'm really excited to share this update with you guys because now we exactly know what each number means. I was in the shade for over, I don't know, half a year, almost close to a year. I was just using my own formula that was close, but not exact to what those numbers are. And now this is true. Just today this happened. Kilograms per foot. That's what we're dealing with right here, guys. And on that note, I'm gonna end the video right here. Stay tuned for more.